Welcome to our admissions podcast, A Pathway to Princethorpe, a podcast series designed to assist parents just like you in the exciting journey of applying to Princethorpe College. Throughout this series, we'll delve into the admissions process, explore everything from understanding our school's ethos to practical tips for preparing your child for our entrance exams and beyond.
Before we dive into the nitty-gritty of admissions, let us take a step back and introduce you to Princethorpe College. Founded on a rich history and a commitment to academic excellence, Princethorpe is more than just a school. It's a community dedicated to nurturing the potential of every student who walks through its doors.
Throughout this series, we will be your guides, providing insight, answering your questions, and shedding light on what sets Princethorpe apart. So whether you're a first-time parent navigating the independent school's admissions process, or considering a change for your child's education, you've come to the right place.
So, sit back, relax, and join us as we embark on this journey. Let's navigate the admissions pathway to Princethorpe together.
Hello again, welcome back to our Pathway to Princethorpe podcast for prospective pupils and parents. We are here to help guide you through the admissions process, talking about all sorts of different subjects that prospective parents often feel concerned about when they're looking for a school for their child. So do not worry, sit back, make yourself a cup of tea and listen to Georgia and I discussing all the things that you might want to know about choosing the right school for your child. That's the subject for this episode of our podcast. Georgia, are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you?
I'm ready. We've got our cups of tea ready to go, so let's crack on. In case you didn't hear the original episode of the podcast, my name's Catherine Rogers. I'm the registrar here at Princethorpe, and also here with me today is
Georgia Newborough, who is the new assistant registrar at the college.
So we know that a lot of the time when parents are navigating the admissions journey for whichever school they're looking for their child, the thing they are most bothered about is choosing the right school for that individual child. We know that children who come to Princethorpe often have siblings here, so their parents may have been through this previously, or for some families it's their eldest child or only child and they're looking for the first time. We absolutely bear in mind that not every school suits every child, and that sometimes the same school, even within a family, doesn't suit all the different siblings. The thing that we can encourage you to do the most is come and see us, come and visit. We have lots of opportunities, however old your child is, to come and visit the college, come up the drive as many times as you can, so that when your child comes to sit entrance exams, comes to visit us for various different events, they are familiar with us. It's not scary, they've been before, they know where they're going, and that completely removes that feeling of anxiousness about visiting a school for the first time. So come and do this as often as you possibly can.
Definitely. I promise you, we're really, really friendly. When we were talking about the podcast that we're recording today, I was asking Catherine what her 3 words are that she would describe the college as. So she's got them ready because she said I can put her on the spot. But Catherine, in 3 words, how would you describe the school?
It was very difficult to come up with only 3 words because there's such a lot going on here at Princethorpe. But I think the first one I came up with is family, that we very much have a spirit of family here, a sense of family, the way our tutor groups are structured, the way our house system works, more of that in future episodes.
And even the fact, sorry, just to jump in, the fact that we had our OP supper, so people that left the college even 40 years ago were back on Friday, back seeing their old classmates.
Absolutely. Once a Princethorpean, always a Princethorpean, from entering the college at aged 11, right through your time here and out the other side, helping with careers, helping with job opportunities, and then obviously the social scene of meeting up with old friends and meeting up with previous teachers, always excellent fun. So once you're a member of the Princethorpe College community, we're with you for life.
And really, we understand that choosing the right school sounds like quite a big challenge when you've got a child who still seems quite small in year 5 and you're thinking about, this big next step into a secondary school and potentially somewhere that they'll be, for 7 years and turn them into adults, I guess. So what do you think? I mean, we were talking about sorts of factors that are really important to parents in choosing a school, and we said that overwhelmingly I think it's that feel that you get when you come to a school. So as Catherine was just saying, when you come and visit us, and we always say that's a really important thing, it's that feel that you get.
Definitely that was my second word to describe Princethorpe, I would say, is nurturing. Definitely the feeling of when you perhaps have been to buy a house and you just walk into the house and it just feels right. That's how I've always described to parents, and that was my own experience of just going somewhere that just felt at home and where your child feels comfortable, happy. You can just picture them there. I understand it's very difficult sometimes when you have a little 9-year-old or 10-year-old to imagine them as a teenager, but believe me, the time will go very, very quickly, and suddenly you'll be faced with a 15, 16-year-old. And it's looking to make sure that as they move from whichever primary school they're at, and it absolutely doesn't matter which primary they're coming from, we have probably about 300 schools on our books that send us children each year. So a huge range of different types and locations of primary schools. So we don't have a type of children that come to Princethorpe or a particular sort, literally the whole breadth. I think that's really important to get across, really, that although Princethorpe will stretch and challenge your child, they will very much get on board with whatever their passions and interests are, nurture those, help them find whatever their big thing is that they're really into. But we are an academic school, we are academically selective, but that's not everything that we're all about. We're not an exam factory, we're not a sort of a complete hothouse. We want to make sure that every individual child does their individual very best and making sure that they reach their own potential. So although results are very important, and we have some excellent results, we have children that go off to Oxford and Cambridge and lots of Russell Group top universities to do their chosen courses, I think it's really important to also say that we have children who go off to art college or conservatoires to join music. They may go and study abroad. We encourage gap years if that's the right thing for that child. Apprenticeships definitely becoming more popular. So whatever your child's future looks like, Princethorpe will very much get on board to help them guide from year 7 upwards to that when they come out as rounded adults at the other end, we've prepared them for future life and that they are heading in the direction that's correct for them.
But we know that probably at the moment, for those of you with children year 5 or even children that are perhaps currently in year 7, year 8, still feels like a long, long way away. So really, I guess, day to day in the college, talking about what sorts of opportunities there are. Doesn't matter what subjects you're interested in, but there's always things going on. So obviously we have and we will cover this in a later episode as well, but we've got our brilliant sports department that have all different sorts of teams. We have opportunities in fitness, cricket, rugby, all your usual sports, hockey, netball. We now have girls rugby teams, girls cricket teams. So all of that, music department as well, there's always opportunities there. We've got a music trip out at the moment. But even outside of that, in something like geography, there's geography trips going out, there's maths challenges happening, there's science opportunities, there's trips to museums, trips to art galleries, the art that's around the school. If you ever come and visit, that's all, all done in-house by our wonderful artists.
Yeah, so, super strong art department.
Definitely. So really, whatever you're looking for, whatever you think, oh, my child's really interested in this, they'll have that opportunity to come here to explore other options as well and perhaps learn new things, but also develop what they're already interested in. So,
absolutely. And that's although I wasn't able to come up with a third single word, my third sort of all-encompassing. Well, I did think about cookies. We do have our legendary Princethorpe cookies.
We do, always important.
Taking cookies out, maybe that's fourth. But just a broad all-round education, I would say, is what we're about here. And I say if that's a highly academic education that's suitable for your child, that's what they'll get. If they're looking for more vocational opportunities or extracurricular opportunities, they'll get that as well.
I think we have some really, just to jump in about the academics as well, to do their teachers, teachers that are really interested in their subjects. Obviously, we want to get them through their GCSEs and through their A-levels. But actually, we recognise that moving forward into universities and later on, actually, it's that curiosity in a subject that is really important. And we have teachers that are curious about their own subject, that are interested in their own subject, and that want to nurture that in your children as well.
So you are getting experts in their field, teaching your child and passing on their absolute passion for their particular individual subject, whether that's French or maths or geography or sport or music or drama. You are getting experts and very experienced teaching staff, as well as that pastoral support, which is super important to a lot of families. More of that in later episodes when we talk about the pastoral and house systems. I think we also have a very unique campus here at Princethorpe. That certainly appeals to a lot of parents and pupils, that we're a rural campus. We have lambs. We have lambs in the spring.
We have lambs. We have cows.
Rabbits, badgers, foxes, lots of bird life, squirrels, all sorts of...
We have an outdoor classroom. So if you're really interested in more outdoor education, in perhaps that combination between geography and PE, we have lots of opportunities in that department as well. Our little lake, which we call Little Swiss as well, which is a lovely addition.
Yeah, so very much the opportunity to get outside, take on board the opportunities that our lovely rural campus has on board. But although it is a large rural campus, which is great because it means that we never feel crowded or cramped, lots of space to breathe in the open air, we're not so rural and so in the middle of nowhere that we're really difficult to get to. So I think that is a factor that a lot of parents are looking at in terms of where they're going to choose a school for their child. The location close to home, or how far is it, how difficult is it to get to. So if you've not visited before, we're located just off the Fossway between Leamington and Rugby, but also very easy access from the south, from sort of Southam and Banbury, and from the north from Coventry, Solihull, Birmingham. Now we have an enormous bus network that goes out literally in 360-degree directions. Wherever you live, there's likely to be a bus stop not too far away. About 50% of pupil body come in by bus every day, and then we also have return buses at the end of the school day as well. So it's very easy to get to. We also have wraparound care. So again, for working parents, we have the opportunity for your child to join us at Breakfast Club, which starts from 7:30, and Princethorpe Prep, which is our supervised homework club, that's on until 6 o'clock. And as long as children are collected by 6, there's no additional charge for that after school homework club provision. So if you are working and need to drop children off earlier or pick them up a little bit later than school time, we can absolutely make provision for that. So hopefully that will be beneficial to parents considering the school in terms of where they work.
Definitely. So that's like a logistics side of thing. We understand that, we just talked about how you feel when you step into a school and choosing a school that feels right for you and for your children. But actually, we know that logistics are also really important for all those working parents out there, and also the ones that aren't working and have busy social lives and things. So
there is a sibling discount. So for second and third children coming on the school buses, we do have a little bit of a discount to encourage. Obviously, it's a more greener way of getting to school if we can bring 72 children in on one bus rather than 72 separate cars bringing them in. Always
we have lots of car sharing as well, though.
Yes,
as
definitely.
Well, parents that kind of meet and become friends and find out that they live next door to each other or in the same village, and that goes on as well.
One might bring them in and the other take them home, and
definitely.
Work
so
it
again,
out
talking about community, that's where that really starts to come in. It's really important for us.
But our lovely old buildings with old cloister corridors and their tiled floors very much tie us to the past. We're super proud of it, and we love working in an old historic building. But that's not to say that as a school we're stuck in the past. We have several new buildings, sixth form centre, our Lines building, which is a classroom building with English and computer science and languages. And then best of all is our brand new science building, which was opened just last September. There's got 10 new science labs, 4 biology, 3 chemistry and 3 physics, and all of the associated sort of preparation rooms and library areas. It's been a fantastic addition to the school facilities, not only for science, but also in the fact that the old science labs moved out to the new building, and that meant that those old rooms that were left behind have been refurbished and repurposed for other subjects. So it's been a huge benefit right across the whole curriculum.
Definitely. So we are still expanding on facilities. As a school, we're growing from when I started, and it was smaller than it is now. So that kind of expansion and those new ideas and merging that new with the old, I guess.
Yes,
we're
and
still,
I think we've done that really well.
Definitely. We're still really proud of the history of the school, as you can tell from our conversations, but also looking towards the future. And we know that, in the next even 10 years, the landscape life can look very different. So it's about looking forward and making sure that we keep up with.
Indeed, and for those who want to go off to study at university, if they want to do sciencey courses, then the new laboratories are state-of-the-art and excellent preparation for university level study. And I think having that separate sixth form centre as well gives the sixth form the opportunity to have those perks of being separated from the younger children in the school, have their own study areas, their own common room, their own dining area, social spaces, but also they're still connected to the school and feel that they are part of our Princethorpe family right through from year 7 to the end of the upper 6th.
And that's important, the fact that year 7s can see the upper 6th when they come into the school, they're not hidden away somewhere, and they can kind of see what they're aspiring to and perhaps what that journey will look like for them. And that is, some schools have completely separate sixth forms and things, but that's something that we're quite proud of and very keen to keep integrated here.
That brings us back to that spirit of family that we, very often have children with siblings, that all the siblings come through. And so you might have cousins, or it's always lovely to hear from parents who perhaps attended the college themselves, or they know people that did. I would say with looking at our applications, we ask people where they first heard about us, and by far and away it's friends and family recommendation. Yeah. And I think that's probably the strongest recommendation, is people who know the school themselves, or they came here themselves, or they had their own children came here. And, that's something that money can't buy, is recommendation from a personal level.
But that's not to say that, if you've stumbled upon us, I think this is going on Spotify, YouTube, if you've stumbled upon us on any of those channels and you suddenly go, oh, Princethorpe College, where's that? Oh, it's close to us. That's not to say that we want to hear from you. We always love meeting new people. We always love showing people that have never been to the college, never heard of the college around. And really, just circling back
with show-offs, basically.
Exactly. We quite like meeting you. And that's really, again, what this podcast is about. It's just kind of drawing that curtain back a little bit.
So we do hope that this has been useful for you in looking at the different factors that you might be looking at. Every family will come with their own criteria, what they're looking for, what they think will suit. But I think this breadth of opportunity, very broad curriculum, a lovely rural campus, historic and new state-of-the-art buildings mixed together. I think we can cater for every family that is looking for their child to come here. We also have fantastic pastoral support. We have a strong house system, which gives a sort of a horizontal and vertical support network for your child. And again, that sense of family. Any children who come with any sort of association, family-wise, to the school, we would try and allocate them the same house as a mother or father or uncle or cousin or brother or sister. They would go into that same house to foster that feeling of family. So I think it's just about that breadth of opportunity, the extracurricular opportunities. We do probably accept a broader academic spectrum of ability than perhaps some other schools in the area. Although the entrance exam results are important, they're not the only thing that we look at to make sure that we are looking for children who are going to throw themselves into school life, embrace all the opportunities that are available, get on board with the ethos and take on every opportunity that comes their way, whether that's academic or in the co-curricular areas. So we do hope that this podcast has helped reassure you that whatever school you're looking for your child, that there'll be some element of Princethorpe that will be suitable for you. Again, we can't encourage you enough to come and visit us, come and have a look for yourself. Bring your child or come on your own on your first visit, whichever works best for you. We don't mind at all. But what we certainly say is that the number of times you visit will help minimise any anxieties when it comes to that entrance exam day. If you have any questions about what we've talked about today that you would like some individual feedback on, please do email us, admissions@princethorpe.co.uk, and we will look forward to talking to you again on our next podcast. The next subject will be understanding the admissions process, so that's when we'll go into more detail. So thanks very much for listening from Georgia and I.
And we'll see you soon.
We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
And that concludes this episode of The Pathway to Princethorpe. We hope you found today's discussion insightful and valuable in helping you navigate the admissions process for your child.
Remember, if you have any questions or topics that you'd like us to cover in future episodes, don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can email us on admissions@princethorpe.co.uk. Your feedback is essential in shaping this podcast to better serve you, our listeners.
And as always, stay connected with us on our website and social media channels for updates and additional resources. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our podcast so that you never miss an episode.
Thank you for joining us. Until next time, take care and best of luck with your admissions process. We look forward to welcoming you to our Princethorpe community soon.